Whoa, hello. I got the overlay thing backwards because when I took the thing off of mute on OBS, the muted picture was there. But it's fine. Hello, everybody. My name is Darshin, aka Yoshin96, and welcome to Road to Greatness number 51. It is the beginning of Season 6. Hashtag Season 6 RTG is here, ladies and gentlemen. And I am very excited to get it underway, to really start to see the talent that will be coming in from the most recent end of the road. Because as you see from the stream title, we got one of them featured among in this top 4. So without further ado, again, I'm Yoshin, and I'm joined on the mic by, once again, my friend Abberation.
Hello. Thanks for having me back. It's good to be back on the mic. I've had a bit of a rough time of it the last couple months, getting bodied by the school matchup, but a little bit of tweaking with the time management here and there, and I think I might be able to make things work a bit better going forward.
Sounds great. Alright, I hope you guys are ready to see this, because the very first set we got is one of those aforementioned new names coming in from end of the row number 5. We have ThunderGriffin and VRGYaBoy for winners final. So we're gonna switch this over to be like so, and I have 2 follower goals on here. Let me just get rid of that because I made it into a different scene. But there we go. Oh god, now it's blocking this. Technical difficulties, we are fine. Let's move that down a little bit over here, and that should be, there we go, perfect. And then we'll move this one in exchange for the RTG commentary. Boop, boop, and there we are again. All right, beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this here so it remains a mystery, and get the first match on.
I was talking with Sheen earlier. Obviously, I know ThunderGriffin usually plays Chandelure.
Yep.
Oh, I was just gonna talk about whether or not your boy was gonna pick Decidueye for this matchup, and sure enough, it looks like your boy's going with the Decidueye.
There we go. I think that's probably a very good answer, because considering all of the different lasers that you probably want to try to hover over.
Well, it's also just, yeah, Decidueye is a better time of navigating around a lot of Chandelure's space control options. It also helps to have, like, Decidueye's varied aerial approach options, and having the faster walk speed is nice, too, to be able to just, like, walk her down.
Okay, that sounds, yeah, that sounds right. But keeping this pressure, oh, okay, there we go, ThunderGriffin answering back finally after. It seemed like your boy was controlling the first part of this round. Alright, rushing him into the wall, but ThunderGriffin gonna go into their burst. The Will-O-Wisp, ooh, the clash right there. Okay. Being smart to block these, but that's gonna be a shield break! That's gonna give ThunderGriffin a lot of momentum there. Get a lot of damage in for free, pushing them back into the field phase. Oh, going for the burst attack. Is that a grab? No, it's not.
No. Yeah, Chandelure's burst attack is a counter.
Ah, okay. Ooh, that's going to be not a punish. Okay, a reverse punish, if you will. Thunder making use of that JX to get back down to the ground super quick. Oh, but it's going to be a JX from your boy themselves, getting a string going. Counter attack, minimizing around it in the grab. Beautiful play by ThunderGriffin. With the debuffs to boot. 10 seconds left in this game. Oh, the projectile. It's gonna be a battle of distance here. Oh, that's gonna be a long range grab. That could kill. That's the round.
Yeah.
What an opener. Oh shoot, thank you, Riggs. I got you. Then put the respect on my man's name real quick. VRGYaBoy. Thank you. Verge Esports out here. How is the stream looking and sounding for everybody? Let me know, as I usually ask. you know, quality control and all that good stuff. But speaking of control, all this momentum your boy has right now with the grab to boot. Critical hit, keeping this momentum going wonderfully. But the counter appears from ThunderGriffin in exchange, though. Oh my god, the damage is wild. Just walk up slowly and shield that Will-O-Wisp. Your boy did. But he got hit by the anti-air, though. The burst attack is... Well, actually, not burst attack. The burst meter is full for both. So if you need to use it first, we'll more than likely use it. And I'm thinking that's going to be your boy in the next little bit. Ooh. Or maybe they try to save it for the final round. If they can... Oh! Beautiful little profile kick to get this string going. Push them on the wall, but ThunderGriffin, seeing that they were about to get reversed and they're trying to close this round out right here, right now. Your boy sensing that and gonna go into burst here. Getting that good grab enhanced by the burst. 20 seconds remain. Oh my god. It's down to the wire. Getting a good laser and field phase. Or is more or less even. Making it even right there with that combo. Oh my god, extending it so far. And the Jirachi to boot. Giving them... Oh, the counter attack! That's a KO! ThunderGriffin getting that first game.
I'm a little surprised. I was expecting ThunderGriffin to probably rely a bit more on the 2Y for the space control, but a lot of times he's managed to keep your boy a bit further away because with Decidueye, one of the advantages he has in this matchup over Chandelure is that he has a couple of really good options to deal with Chandelure's far-reaching 2Y in the neutral, with options like his 6XX, which high profiles over lows. It also can go over her counterattack. I believe it also can go over Smog. But a lot of times, ThunderGriffin has been able to maintain a pretty good base, and he's been making use of options like Will-O-Wisp, and is kind of fishing for a lot of counter hits with counterattack dash cancels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of forced. Your boy. He's been having a bit of a harder time kind of dealing with the approach because of that. So I'm kind of interested to see what adjustments your boy's gonna make.
Yeah, I agree, because to piggyback off what you said, your boy definitely did have control in certain moments, like opening rounds and finding hits here in field phase. ThunderGriffin made it, like, adapted and was able to use Will-O-Wisp and just all these range options Chandelure has to just keep your boy at bay. But if your boy can just figure out a way to go around what makes Chandelure so great, then they definitely have a shot here. And getting that counter attack, ThunderGriffin from the wall, just easing it away from this corner. Ooh, piercing through that counter attack. Your boy getting themselves back on the ground, getting a good tech and getting a string. Ooh, hovering in the air, but gonna get hit on the ground because of the landing lag. Ooh, overheat. Out. Beautiful patience from your boy, seeing that glowing chandelier was ready to burst and said, nope, not this time, and getting another solid catch. Ooh, catching him in the air. The anti-air into the JX is pristine. Okay, oh, starting it off immediately with the beam. ThunderGriffin playing no games. Oh my god, the Poke combo just pushing them back. Oh, good arrows from your boy. They're both... Oh, great clash in the air. Both players already having meter. And a nice CADC to get through that and getting that grab in. Counter attack. Good shield from ThunderGriffin. Good shield from your boy. But gonna rush in and get the nice dual phase against ThunderGriffin here. Your boy, the back and forth, just having his shoes up at the perfect times. Oh, not gonna fall for that anti-air that ThunderGriffin was going for. Oh, but gonna catch it that time, 2 times in fact. Gonna turn it into a combo, and Jirachi's coming to their aid. Oh, but nice JX from your boy. Going to have the Toga Kiss. It's going to be a blisteringly fast Decidueye. Being able to just make nothing out of these projectiles ThunderGriffin grows out. That's actually a cracked support to use here. Oh my god. Gonna go into burst. And actually just barely outmaneuvering that attack ThunderGriffin was going for and gonna use the burst attack. That I don't think that should kill, but it might. Nah.
Nora's got pretty low health, but the rage is gonna save him.
Okay, got you. Ooh, nice minimize there from ThunderGriffin. Just 15 seconds left on this clock here now. Ooh, that was a good jump on that low profile hit. 5 HP left. ThunderGriffin is fighting from the brink of death. Ooh, gonna snatch that. Your boy is gonna take both rounds and that second game. Casey Blaze says, your boy just has a name that the man's to be cheered for. Go, your boy. Kick. See, this is what I was having a conversation with Abberation beforehand, saying that Casey may or may not be the reason why some streams just don't have the family friendly, but they're on the commentary with me. Love you, Casey. How you doing, bro? But that's going to be a answer back from your boy, the 1-1. So seeing that answer back, what are you seeing now that ThunderGriffin may have to adjust to now?
I really like what your boy did there in that last round when he popped the Togekiss and used the Decidueye is already really fast in terms of his walk speed. So getting him on Togekiss, getting the speed boost from Togekiss just makes his mobility even more cracked. So I really liked what he did there in the field phase, kind of just navigating around the projectiles, because a lot of Chandelure's stuff, field phase options, doesn't actually have like some of them don't have like amazing tracking. So if you know how to which options you can walk around, it can make the navigating the field phase a little bit easier, all the more so if you have a tremendous mobility. So I really like what your boy did there with the mobility he got from the Togekiss to kind of wait for an opening, and then exploited the whiff homing attack from ThunderGriffin to pop that burst attack. There was also just like some weird scramble situations and some moments on the fly where your boy had recognized a chance to like I think there was one where he did like a jump in the air, something with, if it was like I can't remember if it was like a counter attack dash cancel or some kind of like support called it like whiff, and he reacted like in the moment with a dive kick. And I think also just your boy was able to do a little bit better in that last round, because in that last game, because he had kind of started playing a bit more patiently at times and trying not to like force things to happen. So I think ThunderGriffin would similarly benefit to kind of like slow things down a little bit more as well, and kind of observe what your boy's doing at specific times.
Okay, absolutely. Because yeah, I think that moment you were thinking of, it was a certain moment that ThunderGriffin that did whiff the previous game, and then that's when your boy was able to get that dive kick and is able to profit very well off of it. So ThunderGriffin just taking note of that and just getting extra credit from getting these whiff punishes as well. And already we have this game looking pretty even here in this first round. And ThunderGriffin doing Chandelure things, keeping them at bay with all these projectiles and the lasers. But your boy doing well, using the Togekiss support as well to just weave their way around these projectiles, but gonna get hit up close with that beam and gonna get caught by that grab right there, the long range command grab. They're gonna go into burst, gonna dash through that Will-O-Wisp, but Jirachi gonna come to the aid with increasing the synergy. But your boy, the attack into the burst attack, that is a critical hit. This is a lot of damage. This is definitely making the health even, at least. Oh my god. That was...
ThunderGriffin was lucky he had the debuff on him, or else he would have died to that, probably.
Yeah, that looked like it would have been death otherwise. Oh, beautiful dive kick there from your boy, but a great tech from ThunderGriffin. Oh, not gonna get the all but the long range grab will still get them. Your boy backed away just a little bit too much in that moment. God, it was such a good dive kick that your boy got in that field phase, but ThunderGriffin was able to turn that situation around for their benefit, and the first round is in their hands. Handles? You know, you get the drift.
Yeah.
All right, blocking that. Oh, gonna get that landing with those couple of hits. Your boy, oh my god, very good conversions in the air, keeping them up in the air several times with that. But ThunderGriffin gonna get the anti-air and starting a combo of their own, jumping away from that command grab. Oh, the burst option once again. It's a really good get off me tool for Chandelure. Togekiss come into play again. Speed increase and the HP recovery is actually, I didn't realize that there was an HP recovery in that.
With the Togekiss? Oh,
yeah. Ooh, ThunderGriffin getting some damage piled on once again on your boy. CDC trying to go for something, but your boy sensing danger and going into their burst and going into their synergy burst. Walking up, but ThunderGriffin sensing it as well, going into their synergy. Both of them trying to get the best out of the situation here. Alright, your boys just fizzled out, but ThunderGriffin still has about a quarter of it left. A little bit less now, being hit. The grab attack. Oh, it's a combo. Not gonna quite do it just yet. Oh, but it's a combo from your boy. Oh, the time so close. That was definitely gonna be your boy adding on a good bit of damage there if it weren't for the clock working against him in that moment. That's gonna be ThunderGriffin's second game. Dang, that was the start of something from your boy there. So we'll see if they can continue it in game 4. Okay, so obviously ThunderGriffin adjusted something to be able to get that dub. So what did you notice?
Yeah, there was. It's funny. There was a couple of occasions where ThunderGriffin almost lost a round or two there. Like in that first round where he had the burst, or rather, your boy had just popped burst, and ThunderGriffin had the life lead, but he went in on your boy. And normally Chandelure has a hard time contesting against opponents who are in burst. So that's probably why ThunderGriffin is running the Jirachi support pick to get that burst a little bit more quickly, because that's normally when Chandelure likes to pop burst to deal with their opponent's burst. But ThunderGriffin was able to hold out in a couple of situations where your boy had kind of overextended himself.
Pretty similar to what we saw just now in this round that's right here before us for game number 4. Starting it already, there were a few moments that your boy did extend a little bit too far, but ThunderGriffin was able to capitalize on it. Oh, that overheat! That's gonna push them very far away. What I did like that we didn't catch when it happened was that it was a laser that Griffin did that your boy was able to duck underneath. So if he's able to do that in moments where it's possible to do it, definitely keep on abusing that situation. But ThunderGriffin gonna abuse that situation and take that first round.
Yeah, that is one thing ThunderGriffin has been has kind of done well, is that when he has the opportunity, he sets up the lingering Will-O-Wisp so that your boy it delays his ground approach, but it also gives some Chandelure some opportunities at times to like do some Oki setups, like ThunderGriffin had just done there in the corner, and that was right there just now was a really good use of the 2Y following the phase shift, and he recognized as soon as your boy jumped, he had enough frame advantage to use his frame 1 anti-air to intercept your boy. So ThunderGriffin, I noticed, does have some. He has been displaying some knowledge of some of Chandeler's specific like frame traps and space traps, and that was one example of that right there.
Well, RTG is not is not one to have excuse me, I lost a thought. RTG is definitely one to have character specialists, as notable of TCU Caesar, and you know we can definitely say your boy with Mewtwo, and numerous other players. So having someone that knows frame data as precisely as you described ThunderGriffin to be capitalizing on is very nice to have. But your boy also an expertise in using Decidueye, getting that first round and making second round, excuse me. And we're down to the final round of this game number 4. And going to go into the first duel phase. Not being quite close enough for that command grab to connect. Your boy was good to not get sucked up by that, but that one's going to connect though. That does so much damage. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Chandler command grab with Hex does more damage if you have the debuff on.
Oh my god, that's actually death.
Yep. ThunderGriffin also hasn't been going for a ton of like hexes after the smog. So he for the most part had conditioned your boy a lot of times to like stay and block. So recognizing that, ThunderGriffin was able to go ahead and let the hex rip when he had the chance.
So that was very good conditioning from ThunderGriffin to take this winner's final set. So that will be your boy going to be going down to the losers final to meet whoever wins losers semis, which we are about to see in a minute here. Let's go ahead and put this up and let us travel to the next set.
Let's see. So this will be losers semis with Gylergin and Neo Sinanju.
Yes, Gylergin, Neo Sinanju. Let's go ahead and get those names on here. Neo Sinanju. That is losers semis, and this is a best of 3 set because it's every one of the finals that are best of 5. Winners final,
Right.
losers final, grand final, respectively. Losers semis being still fairly new of us covering top 4. That's the one set that's still top. Excuse me, that's still best of 3. So
Right.
we could see the full 3 games, or we could see something else. We will find out what right now.
Now I haven't seen. I assume Neo's gonna pick Pikachu Libre. I haven't gotten
Yes.
a chance to watch much of their Libre play, but there's kind of a couple ways you can play Libre. You can either play Libre more aggressively, utilizing Libre's momentum from all the buffs they get to like force the 50-50 mix-ups, or you can actually play Libre really lame and like run away with like deep defense debuff stacks when you have the life lead. So we'll kind of see which form of Libre Neo will pull out here.
From what I've seen, it's been a very hyper-aggressive Libre. But to contest it, Gylergin is a very calculated player. Like they also rush in like that, getting that beautiful grab. So this is going to be a very it's just slugfest of a match, and I'm here for it. So running the EV support, that is going to support HP and attack. Okay, so that is definitely good because Seth already has moves that can debuff anyway. So why not add a little bit more attack in it while you're at it? Oh my god, that was nasty, dude! Using the I'm not sure the technical term of it, but using that vine from the ground to stun them to get that conversion to continue into that grab.
That was a Bullet Seed.
Bullet Seed makes sense. Gotcha. Oh my god, the Mimikyu though set up from Neo. Oh, that was a great CADC. Oh, bursting through that counter. Alright, answering right back. Getting some hits in. That is an angry Libre right there. We're gonna block that. The Electro Web not connecting? Okay.
Yeah, his enhanced
Ooh.
8A, I forget the actual name of the Pokemon move,
Hmm?
is really plus. So you have to delay the command grab if you want it to land.
Ah, I see. But speaking of like delay, that those leaves that Sceptile can use that helped them combo, it I'm it's not Razor Leaf, is it, or is it called something else?
Are you talking about in field
In
phase
field phase,
or?
yeah.
Yeah, you can combo off of it, I believe. Or sorry, no, that's his neutral Y. I believe you can. I know you can do the neutral Y into the forward Y. I don't think you can combo anything off of it other than that.
Okay, I was curious about the name of it. Oh, but Neo comboing into their burst attack though. Pikachu slamming down on them. Oh, I almost killed. Oh god. 10 seconds remain. Oh, can that catch them? Oh, that was very close. But the grab will get it though. Is that enough? That is. Crazy cat and mouse game there. That's going to be the first game to Gylergin.
Yeah, Neo. In that first round, Neo was having a hard time dealing with a lot of the seed setups with Leech Seed and Bullet Seed. And Gylergin was recognizing that Neo kept trying to like jump out before the seeds would go off,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept getting a lot of anti-airs because of that. But then we saw Neo uh, mount a little bit of momentum of his own in the second round, but of course we saw Gylergin kind of hang on there. Almost there was a couple of wacky little interactions there,
Yes,
like
yes.
like the where Neo was doing Pikachu's Jump A, which I believe is Spark. I might be getting it, or it's either Spark or Wild Charge. I want to say it's Spark. But that move in particular, if 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 once the move like hits the ground and Pikachu Libre bounces up, he's still or she's still in midair for a little bit. So, um, um, Gylergin was a little late to react with the Leaf Storm, but since the initial spark whiffed and he reacted late with the Leaf Storm, he actually caught Libre off like on the bounce, coming off the ground there. So he still got the crit grab even after the whiff, which normally doesn't happen against like most other aerial moves where you land immediately after hitting the ground. So that was kind of a funny little thing that I noticed someone in chat kind of point out, that
Mm-hmm.
I thought was uh, um, worth kind of elaborating on for those who might not be familiar with that particular move's properties. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of all kinds of like weird interactions you can get with Pikachu Libre depending on what you're clashing with.
Oh yes, we definitely saw a lot of those clashes. But saying hello properly to everybody who is talking now in chat, we have speak of the devil, Gylergin is also in chat. Please tell me that we're saying the name correctly, because I would feel bad if we weren't. But Gylergin, hello Tapu Koko. Baron Corbin has been here for a little bit. They were popping off in chat because they were saying, bro, he leaf stormed the little ground bounce of the spark and almost still lost the round. Oh jeez. And then they were saying that this graphic upgrade is so high. I don't know when it happened, but I love it. I thank you. I'll be in the workshop sometimes trying to, better some of these graphics, making it better for the peoples out here. I'm trying to provide good entertainment. Glad you're enjoying it. And we are saying it right, so that is good to know. Thank you, Gylergin. Thank you. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the stream and these matches so far, because I've been enjoying them, and I'm pretty sure that Abberation here has been enjoying them as well.
Yeah, they've been fairly good to watch so far.
Oh yeah, I would say that and then some. We're gonna go into the game number 2. of this loser semis and keep on having some fun. Hope everybody's having a great time tonight. Hopefully you guys are doing well. You've been staying safe. Because besides, you know, the normal things of the world, depending on where you are in the country or so, it's been hot. So hopefully you guys have been staying like hydrated, staying cool, and all that good stuff. But we're here, game number 2, losing semis. Gylergin, Sceptile versus Neo Sinanju, Pikachu Libre. We are here, and right now Neo is leading the pack in terms of HP so far, breaking through a counter right there and getting the grab on Wake Up as well. Just taking the first movement and rolling with it, blocking that from a Sceptile. Alright, Eevee support is ready for Eevee, but gonna get that critical hit, rush in, Neo Sinanju, not wasting any moments here. Oh my god, that grab was so quick! Gylergin had the frame -1 reaction to get that grab in the air. Oh my god.
He actually was late again. He actually caught the bounce again off of the Spark.
That's what Corvo meant. That's what Corvo meant. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Again! What? That did so much damage! What?
He got it that time.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you got... Okay. Well, the third hit of homing attack, because using the Rotom was very smart from Neo, because seeing that Gylergin was definitely playing through the air a lot. And this... Oh my god. That killed?! What?! Bro!
I think that was that 3 or 4 Leaf Storms he landed, like, in that...
I think it was 3. Dog! What HP was Libre at? Somebody clip that. What in the world? I have never seen, like, a grabber's not a power character just kill when they had, like, a quarter of the health left at least. That is nuts to me. It's probably normal to you guys seeing that kind of thing, but dog! My goodness. Okay, Synergy is the... Oh my god, the grab, critical hit. That is going to be sending that Libre flying. That looks funny. But just keeping them at bay of these Leaf Storms, and going to be I'm not quite sure what it's called, but that projectile from Field Phase is going to spit.
That'd be forward wide.
Forward wide. Thank you. Alright, got these traps implanted on the ground, daring them to approach. There we go. That's going to be one. Snapping them. And going to get this conversion off of it. Very good Leaf Blade there to end things off. So the Togekiss, oh, that's going to be nuts. Well, if it had a chance to be there, because a Togekiss in the hands of Libre sounds as terrifying as a Togekiss in the hands of Decidueye. Alright, good combo from Neo Sinanju. Evening the stakes right here. 12 seconds left. What is the option here? The grab will do it. And it's increased by the burst and a slight buff as well. Guys are having no choice but to go into the burst themselves. The burst attack? Whoa! They caught their startup, is all I could gather from that.
Yeah, I think Neo was trying to burst on reaction to the activation or to the burst attack, but he was too far, or he was too close to like have the iframes kick in, or he might have just happened to pop the burst like late, like right before Gylergin did.
Okay. So that was so close. So yeah, so what you're saying is that he was a little bit too slow.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, if he was trying to react to the burst attack, he would have needed. If he was trying to like react to Sceptile's burst attack and like try to iframe it with Pikachu's Libre's burst attack, he would have needed to be farther out. But I'm not sure if that was exactly what he was going for, which is why you generally don't want to like try to iframe a lot of stuff with burst attack unless you have a good reaction. Since burst attacks are not invincible until like frame 5, which is why you don't want to like throw it on Wake Up, for instance. So you just got to be careful at times when you do that for that reason.
Gotcha. Good insight. And Tapu was saying from the chat, gotta love the crit Leaf Storms. And then there's a reason I don't raw Vortex and get in Kyle's face anymore. Because you can just get deleted, apparently. My God. But Gylergin getting that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Leaf Storm does, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it's like 170 or 180 damage. Whereas the average grab usually does like 90 or 120, depending on the character, for most characters. So if you get hit with that, especially if it's like a crit in this particular situation with Pikachu Libre's Jump A, you're gonna take over 200 damage, like from a crit Leaf Storm, which we did see a couple of times in that first round, in that second match. So I mean, Libre lost like two-thirds of her health just to the crit Leaf Storms. So he only needed one. Gylergin only needed one more by the time they got to the end of the round there, which is why that killed when it did. So
that's very funny, honestly. Just Leaf Storm and Profit. Leaf Storm was 162 base.
I'm sorry, I think I got it mixed up with Darkrai's command grab, which is 180.
Ah, okay. But Leaf Storm, we are talking about that grab, right?
Yes, the one where Sceptile jumps into the air
and twirls you down.
Yes.
So
yeah,
what
no,
is
Sceptile's normal grab only does 90 damage.
Oh, okay. So what is the projectile called that like stalls and it shoots leaves out in field phase?
Are you talking about the one in field phase?
Yes, the one that like turns the leaves red.
That's Sceptile's Jump Y in field.
Does it have a name?
One where he initially has. No, it's not one of his specials. So
okay.
It's not named after a Pokemon attack. And
okay.
as far as I know, it's not. As far as I know, it's not derived from any other fighting game move, like with some of the moves that some characters have in this game, like Mewtwo's sweep is the Mishima Health sweep, or Pikachu's Electric Wind God Fist.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. If it's derived specifically from a particular move from another fighting game, then it's usually might be referred to by that name. But most of the other times, this was referred, or normals are just referred to by their notation.
Understood.
Yep.
All right. So I understand now. With Gylergin winning, they advance forward to meet your boy here in Losers Final. So this is definitely going to be exciting stuff to see. Let us get into it. I think I'll make this point where you guys can hop in and start doing the voting of who you guys think will win a set here. So let's start a prediction. And I'm going to go ahead and type this out. Who will win Losers Finals? And we'll have an option here for VRG, your boy. And then the other option here will be Gylergin. And I'll give you 5 minutes to vote. Use them channel points now. Gylergin says the losers run back. The losers run back is starting right now. Who wants it more? Who gonna get it? We about to see. And my goodness, it looks like at first glance, your boy wants it more. Because that all this damage in this first round, it's looking pretty good for them. And another grab to just keep this momentum going. But Gylergin, charging up that counter. Because you cannot discredit Gylergin at all here. Because we saw that they just had a very dominating 2-0 set. But your boy just not even caring about that. In fact, getting that first round hardly touched. All right, round number 2.
Yeah, Mewtwo can end rounds pretty quickly with a few crit barriers.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay, Gylergin. There we go. Just keeping up some mid-range pressure here. But a couple of whiffs there, but gonna pick it up right here with this combo. Very clean from Gylergin. Pushing it back into the field phase. Oh, that grab's not gonna get it. And that charged JY you speak of, doing very nicely in that moment to help get some extra credit damage on your boy. But your boy turning the situation back around and getting a lot of damage, pushing him back into the field phase, back into the duel phase with the homing attack. And both players have their synergy burst. Gylergin using theirs first. Seeing that Mewtwo doesn't get theirs that fast, I'm assuming your boy wants to hang on to it as much as possible. But Gylergin gonna go into their burst attack. Not gonna kill, but that's gonna be a lot of damage here.
Hey, I think you got the names on the wrong handle.
Oops, I do. Thank you, thank you.
I don't know if that. I just noticed that just now, and yeah.
Thank you, Tapper.
And Gylergin pointed that out as well in the chat. I just noticed.
Oh, thank you, Gylergin. Thank you, God. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I would have said something sooner.
You're I appreciate the catch, everybody. And speaking of a catch, that's gonna be just barely by 1 HP too. What a round from Gylergin to even things up. Alright, yeah. Thank you again, Tapper. It's all good. Alright, the CADCs. Alright, that's gonna be just a lot of chasing, a lot of throwing out attacks. And Gylergin's gonna have the first one land here with that grab. The first up close attack, getting into this string. That's going to be the JY sitting there, ready to strike. But your boy keeping that shield up. Good homing attack. Pushed him into this wall. Can Gylergin get out of this? Ooh, an anti-air. But going to be able to air dash out of it and get back into a state that they can try to contest against. Running a Sylveon support here. Defense and HP buffs. So good counter from Mewtwo. And they still do have their burst whenever they're wanting to use it. I think now would be the time. There it is. There's that Mega Mewtwo. And Gylergin, actually also the Mega Evolution. The burst attack, gonna be blocked. Your boy have to play this very safely here. Throwing out the Cycle Cut. And this string is very strong against his wall. Not using the burst attack, but using the enhancements from Synergy. Gonna get a lot of mileage out of it. Oh, that's a good counter. Well, actually, a substitution from Gylergin there in that moment. 5 seconds left. Nice Cycle Cut from your boy. That's gonna take a game. Man, what an opening game.
Yeah, there was a little bit of back and forth there, but your boy was able to get a fair bit of mileage in that match out of just out of barrier, usually just like at specific times, just throwing it out in neutral. It's really good. It could be real good against people who are like just being very active. Barrier as a way of blowing up people for doing that. We saw that a couple times where your boy would use the barrier and armor through specific options that gave him opportunities to punish, like in field phase against Sceptile's homing attack, or in that last round against Sceptile, using barrier to preemptively armor Sceptile's Leaf Blade, allowing him to get the punish with a Drain Punch. So we'll see if Gylergin makes some adjustments here in this next match and kind of like slows things down a little bit.
We'll see if they're able to get that footing the way that you described. But your boy making it hard. He's just getting these grabs on Wake Up and just exhibiting all this pressure. Another grab? Oh, the JY? Oh, that barely got that shield out, because that could have easily been a string into the death. But Gylergin fighting back from a huge deficit here. But it is doable. Anything is possible. Alright, that charge counter, trying to mix up the timing there. Oh, that's just going to be a Cycle Cut. That is that first round. Alright, very convincing first round from your boy. What can Gylergin do to contest it? But they can hang, they can do that. But they can also do that CADC into a nice Leaf Blade, getting the first hit of the match. First hit of the round, excuse me. And gonna gonna let it rip into a full-on string here. Now the tables have turned. Now your boy has all this damage on them, but they're fighting back from the wall. The fire spin are not gonna be able to catch them. But couldn't gonna get a homing attack. Oh, the barrier not gonna be able to get a conversion out of it though. Gylergin just keeping it going. All right, gonna use. Oh my God, using the Giga Drain into the Leaf Storm. The EV support, attack, and attack increase. Okay, I was reading two things at the same time. That's gonna be a counter pierce going into that burst. The Mega Sceptile is here. The JY not gonna be able to get anything off of it. The burst attack. Oh, they were using a counter. That may be death actually.
That should kill.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, your boy saw the 5Y and was trying to armor through the the string with the fire punch, but Gylergin went directly into the burst attack cancel.
Oh, smart play on Gylergin's part. All right, good grab on that whiff punish. Ooh, that's a critical hit. Grab, there we go. Catching that counter attack. All right, Gylergin staying away from that barrier. They're saying, yeah, you're not gonna sneak punch anything out of me. But getting hit on the wall anyway, getting a good bit of damage here. Your boy getting the homing attack. There's no homing attack gonna end this whole game in a perfect no less. Oh my God. Your boy, when they are on, they are on. Oh my God. Just the advantage they had in that last, what, 10 seconds or so of that, like in that round was just insane.
I think you need to fix the header under losers finals, since this is best of 5 now, right?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, because you had it set up still from the losers semis.
From semis. Thank you for catching that. Yes, it is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. That is the second game. We're going into our game number 3. But continue what you were probably going to say about the analysis from that last bit, or no, just in general.
I was just I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just pointing that I noticed that in the header and just wanted to point that out.
Gotcha, appreciated. But if you do have anything you wanted to add,
yeah, then, okay.
Now is the time.
Sorry, no, I got a little distracted with the whole thing with the name swaps and the header fix. Not a whole lot to add from that last match. Yeah, it's mostly just for the most part, Gylergin, I think the thing that's just giving your boy the edge in this set so far is just his probably just the experience gap, because your boy's been around and played this matchup a number of times for a good while. So I'm not sure if Gylergin knows how to deal with some of Mewtwo's specific options. Like, there was one time where I saw Gylergin try to preemptively throw a Leaf Storm to, like, catch maybe an instant air jump Y from Mewtwo. But, yeah, I think there's, like, just specific options with Mewtwo that he may not know how to deal with in this particular matchup. We'll see if, like, in this next match if Gylergin maybe changes up a little bit of his strategy here.
All right, we're hoping to see some sort of adjustment here, because you love to see a game 5. So we'll see how much adjustments can happen here. All right, game number 3. This is set point for your boy. This is all or nothing to get back into the winner's side. The challenge for the run back, or will Gylergin be able to make that upset? About to see the start of something. Starting off with a cycle cut immediately. Alright, guys, answering with projectiles of their own, but gonna get the very nice, I want to say back Y.
That's his forward Y.
Forward Y. Immediately backwards, got it. Hyper beam though, from your boy. It's a very good answer back. Oh, that's a good critical hit, homing attack. The Sylveon support is ready, but the Eevee support is going to be a little bit faster. No matter though, the grab will be there even quicker than Eevee. Homing attack. He just keeps chasing him down with a homing attack. There's got to be an answer to that, but it's just mind games at this point.
Besides block?
Besides block, yes. Oh my god, but it's still going. Wait, there's no way this isn't depend. Like, I guess it's those specific hits that aren't making it shift because of the points. Like, Gylergin was being just very precise with what moves to use there on the wall, just adding all that damage. But that Fire Punch and the Thunder Punch from your boy, just negating all that work that it seemed like Gylergin had to put in just to make it even. Oh my god. They went for the Giga Drain grab, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
And it got critical hitted out by that cycle cut.
Yeah,
that was a good catch.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because Gylergin did have a good juggle going in the corner, and it reset into the knockdown to get. He was trying to do the bullet seed unblockable, or rather, the bullet seed mixed up with the grab. But he had just mistimed. It was just a little late on the grab, because if you grab right as the active frames are coming up, it'll go away and you'll get like the grab. But if you do it too late, the bullet seed will activate, and the grab you won't be able to grab them during the block stun. So that was kind of unfortunate. But that is a tool that Sceptile can really threaten, or a mix-up that can be really potent for him when he gets it going.
Okay, good to know. Gylergin getting something going here with another very spicy string here into the Leaf Storm. He's gonna break Mewtwo's back real fast, but he's perfectly fine. He is a genetically engineered Pokemon, made to be able to take a lot of that and then some. They're coming in with the dashes, but gonna be quick with the grab. Gylergin getting a very good pushback with that grab. Yeah, boy, it has the burst synergy. Will they be able to use it to perhaps get a little lead of the HP? They called it. What a way to take a set. Oh my god.
That was actually a good catch. I didn't think your boy had enough recoverable HP to take the life lead there at the end, but it looks like he did. And I thought for sure he was probably gonna hold on to the burst for the next round, but he had the awareness to catch the amount of recoverable health he had left and pop the burst to secure that round.
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, I just happened to notice that that there was a little bit of the darker green there. So like, yeah, he's got some recoverable HP there. I see this timer, so he's got burst. And there's usually one or two things people do to this moment, and I'm pretty sure both would be to try to clutch this out. And he did exactly what I thought he would in that final moment, and a very smart play to take that set 3-0 at that. Losers final is your boy moving up into Grands.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, Mewtwo's is gonna wanna, when he's in that situation where he doesn't have the life lead and it's at the end of the second round, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna want to just hold on to the burst for the final round. But in that particular situation, like you said, your boy had the awareness to know, oh, I can just pop it right now, take the life, like, because Gylergin was sitting back, setting up traps. He wasn't like rushing your boy down, so your boy was able to have the awareness and the presence of mind to just go ahead, wait, like right at that last moment, to just go ahead, pop the burst, get the recoverable HP, and take the life lead at the very, very last second. So that was a very smart move by your boy. I did see a couple of one other thing I thought was I did notice in that last set was that Gylergin a couple of times he would he did this a couple of times in the set, but I kind of had forgotten about it until I saw it in that last match. He there was a time or two where he would in neutral he would jump and then hang on the vine there for a moment, and when Sceptile's kind of just sitting there hanging on the vine, of course he can't block or anything, so he's just he's vulnerable to getting hit with like an anti-air or an air-to-air when he's doing that. So the natural reaction for most people is like, oh, I better go and snipe him off the vine and get some damage here and start a juggle. But Sceptile can bait that out with jump cancel or cancel into jump X, where he gets some initial iframes. And he can punish people for trying to approach him in that moment. So, and Sceptile has a lot of like neat a lot of neat little tools like that give him utility to like create advantages in neutral, and just like in particular situations that he can get a lot of mileage out of. And that's one of the things that lets Sceptile usually do pretty well against Mewtwo. It's a fair, last I checked it's considered a pretty even matchup. So if Gylergin can take can kind of get a broader grasp of Sceptile's overall utility and like be able to create more situations like that, he could take some more rounds off of ya boy. So that was something I thought was also worth pointing out in that last match.
Of course. Thank you for pointing those things out. But as we go from those fine points, we are going into this point in the tournament. We are in the last stretch of this. Grand Finals is here. We have your boy emerging from the losers bracket, taking on ThunderGriffin, who was sitting at the top, the precipice. The winner's side, he's been waiting for a champion to approach, waiting for a challenger to approach, and then we will see who will be crowned champion of the first Road to Greatness of the season. Let us get into it. I'm ready. Then your viewers at home or wherever you are, I'm gonna put up another prediction thing here so you can have fun with that. Let's manage prediction. Who will win a grand final? We got one option here where it has ThunderGriffin, and one option that says VRGYaBoy.
Interesting to see your boy actually switch off the Decidueye and go into the Mewtwo here.
Yeah, actually, I actually didn't think about that when I was getting the replays.
And he's got the Magikarp pick now. Interestingly, might be using that to look to create some opportunities to close the gap against Chandelure.
Okay, I was going to actually ask you, how do you think running Magikarp against Chandelure would be?
Yeah, he's the only thing is though he's gonna have to watch out for the Hex, because he could still get grabbed out of the Magikarp call.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's attacks, not grabs, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's gonna allow him to get around some of Chandelure's space control tools, but unfortunately he's not gonna be able to take it in that first one, getting hit with the 8Y.
And as we take that win, ThunderGriffin's trying to extend their advantage state here with all this pressure from the field phase. Yeah, the boy had no choice but to drop that shield there, and gonna get a very good anti-air in the field. Barrier into a stun. That's gonna give them a very good opportunity for a lot of damage. Goodness. Minimizing around the home attack. Sorry.
Yeah, Chandelure is tied, or she's tied with Gengar and Aegis Flash with the second lowest health in the game. So you get hit once with a crit barrier into a full combo, you lose like over half your health. So.
Jeez.
Or close to half your health, rather.
Oh, beautiful critical grab there from your boy. We're on our final round of the very first game of this grand final. That is just definitely what you would expect from two very high-level players here. Just getting down to the wire of just the very first game here. Ooh, what a rush in. That's gonna pierce that counter attack, give some debuffs, and just try to get themselves back in a position to control this stage. And another counter pierce. But that synergy burst slowly rising from Mewtwo, but already there for ThunderGriffin Shandy. Gonna actually get the command grab. Alright, gonna use the Magikarp here. Gotta be careful to stay away from distance of that grab, but not. I gotta be aware of that as well. That once that they were in the air and jumping over, they were vulnerable to being rushed in just like that.
Yeah, that's why you can't. That's one of Chandelure's signature space traps with Will-O-Wisp. If she does if you're full screen, you block a Will-O-Wisp and she throws out another. She'll recover and be plus enough on that first Will-O-Wisp by the time it hits your block to throw out another one. And if you try to jump over the second one, she can use 6x, which ThunderGriffin threw out there. She can use a 6x to catch her landing on the way down. So you typically don't want to forward jump over that second Will-O-Wisp. You're gonna typically want to walk her down. Or you're gonna want to like take space back by walking and blocking for that reason against that particular Will-O-Wisp setup.
Okay, I noticed you said second one. Like, is it like specifically a second time they use it in duel, or is it just Will-O-Wisp in general?
Yeah. Like so when if you get put into an air reset from Smog or something like Chandelure's 8YY Poke combo,
Mm-hmm.
And you get air reset into full screen, and and while you're coming down, she throws like a Will-O-Wisp, and it hits you meaty on your landing. And in that time, she's already recovered, and she can throw out another one as you're blocking that one.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to jump over that second one, she can catch your landing with a 6x. So what you got to do when you block that first one is to walk forward and take space back, and at that point you're reducing. Once you've walked forward and blocked the second one, you've reduced the amount of space and frame advantage that she would have to be able to set up another one. So by the time you walk, depending on how much space you can cover, by the time you walk up and have blocked one or two more, she can't get that space to do that without like walking back again. So that's kind of how you deal with that like particular setup.
Okay, interesting. So just gotta be very patient.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about when you jump against her. I mean, as if having a frame 1 anti-air doesn't already kind of
answer that already. Oh
yeah.
Well, a very strong character to fight against on the ground and in the air. And ThunderGriffin showing that already with his first phase difference. Actually, because already I feel like already adjusting with how they jump with using like the air dash instead. Like, is that better for Mewtwo? Yeah.
Yeah, Mewtwo can do that as well with the short air dash. That's actually a bit of a better option. That's like a character specific option for Mewtwo. that he can use to cover the space there.
Okay.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, they got caught in
Unfortunately,
here. Oh my, not the perfect, dude. Oh my god.
I noticed your boy switched off the Magikarp onto
Pachirisu.
Pachirisu. The only thing though is that some of Chandelure's projectiles, like Pachirisu will eat most projectiles, but Chandelure, like her beams and a couple of her other moves are really, really high priority. So they actually are one of like the few things that can get eaten by Pachirisu. So it's not as effective as it would be against like other zoning characters, and that's why he ate that that beam there at the end of the round.
Yeah, because they both was actually going for Abberation themselves, but ThunderGriffin said, "Let me show you one that's a little more priority and faster." Oh, the Magikarp working wonders right there in that moment. Oh, and the barrier to catch them, beautiful. That was a beautiful moment for your boy to gain the upper hand. All right, can they turn this around in their favor to get this round? Because they will definitely need it unless ThunderGriffin will have another leg up here. Getting stunned, all that damage. That's gonna definitely spell trouble for your boy. Oh my god, I didn't even see the first part of that to even attack his foot. I just saw his damage go down and it said game. Goodness.
Yeah, Chandelure's too wide does come out fairly quickly. It's like, well, at least for the space that it covers, it's the 19 frames. So, some of her moves are like her 5Y are real slow, like her 5Y is like 23 frames, and her beam in dual phase is her beam in field obviously is crazy fast. It comes out in like 20-ish frames. It doesn't look like it, but it does. But her beam in dual is like 31 frame, or it's like 30. I want to say it's like 31 or 35 frames, or is it like 33? Something like that. It's like 30 plus frames, so it's way slower. So right. Chandelure, a lot of time for like space control, is going to be using like a lot of 2Y. It's also pretty rewarding, especially if you get the debuffs up, since you can combo into the command grab off of it for some pretty significant damage.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Because those beams already do a lot of damage to start with, and the debuffs that she can do, yeah, that's crazy damage that stacks.
Yep.
Well, let's see if they can keep stacking those stacking those hits into combos and try to take this game, because they are, in fact, on tournament point here. ThunderGriffin has to take one more to take it, but will your boy allow it to happen? We need to see adjustments right here, right now, to see more than game 3. You want the game 5? You definitely gotta get some readjustments here and try to, well, not get hit by that for one, and that. ThunderGriffin getting, oh my god, the Will-O-Wisp, oh my goodness gracious. All this pressure from ThunderGriffin is insane. They already have their synergy burst as well, but the Hyper Beam, letting it rip from deep. Your boy getting some damage, but ThunderGriffin says, I can do you one better, with a beam right back. Going into burst, the Will-O-Wisp is there. Almost getting caught by that landing though, using the air dash, but gonna get comboed into the burst attack. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Your boy had the right idea, using the air dash to navigate around the extra Will-O-Wisp, but he wasn't quite in range to land the JX there before Chandelure recovered.
My goodness. And not really getting much time to recover in this in these exchanges so far. The Magikarp coming in clutch for that one moment, but having to close his distance, which they slowly have. But that shield is red. Ooh, but catch him at the end of minimize. A very good JX, minimizing around that around that air, around the anti-air that Mewtwo was going for. Ooh, great Thunder Punch. Ice Punch into Thunder Punch at the end there. Trying to catch them again in the air, but minimizing around once again. Going for these counter pierces. Oh my, what? Okay, counter from your boy. I don't know what. Chandler, oh, that killed. Okay, there we go, your boy.
So Chandeler's Smog, when he throws it out, the cloud that lingers activates against like certain special attacks. And what happened there was your boy threw out the barrier in the middle of that smog cloud, and it clashed with the smog as he was landing the hit on ThunderGriffin. So that's kind of what, and that's what kind of caused that little interaction there.
Gotcha. So another instance of a move just having just weird, insane priorities.
Yeah, it's one of those things you kind of have to be aware of and play around when you're trying to navigate the Chandelure matchup.
Noted. Is he gonna be able to get away from that in time? Okay, good. Gonna back away and get that shoot up in time. Not getting burst attack. Gonna get a homing attack in. Alright, this is down to the wire. Final round, game number 3. Your boy is fighting for a chance to still be surviving. Alright, good to wait for that, but actually gonna go around the Thunder Punch though. A good counter, a good critical grab, excuse me, from ThunderGriffin. Extending it with all this range, like knowing that they don't have to approach, just have to run this clock, and that's gonna break that shield. But carrying it into the that was a good option from your boy there, trying to get some sort of like control from the air, trying to catch him off guard with a charged projectile. But ThunderGriffin was just 1-2 unknown steps ahead and was able to get that range attack out to take that hit on Mewtwo's landing. Beautiful catch and a very, very dominant set from ThunderGriffin.
Yeah, it's just like in that moment there was a couple times where your boy had the right idea in specific situations, but just wasn't. He was a little too late, or he wasn't close enough to make certain things happen. Like in that last round when ThunderGriffin whiffed the he used a short, I believe he used a short air dash to bait a reactionary 8Y anti-air from ThunderGriffin. And he was trying to punish the whiff on reaction, but he was just a little bit too late, and ThunderGriffin got the charge counterattack up before the fire punch landed, and that's how he was able to like armor through the fire punch and get like the crit grab on the follow-up with the dash cancel. But for the most part, ThunderGriffin did a really good job a lot of the set just maintaining space control, not letting Mewtwo get into the range where he really needed to be, which was like within like the is that the game 3 that's replaying?
Yeah, I hit I didn't get the down to read.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't another match.
No, there wasn't.
That I just missed.
No, that's a wrap.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's kind of hard just for Mewtwo to like. Chandelure can do really well against just keeping Mewtwo out. Because where Mewtwo is really gonna want to be is like right within where he can do that instant air jump Y, where he can contest a lot of like Chandelure's like slower, far-reaching buttons more effectively. But a lot of times, ThunderGriffin was able to keep him out of that effective range. ThunderGriffin, as I was kind of mentioning earlier, was able to make use of specific setups to keep your boy in check. One other thing that also stood out in that last match, I don't think you caught it, but Chandelure's there was two instances in the corner where ThunderGriffin used Chandelure's backdash on Wake Up, and with
Oh,
Chandelure's backdash in particular, it's basically like a teleport because Chandelure's backdash has like 20 plus iframes on it. And she like it's really good, particularly on Wake Up, particularly at like mid screen, where she can not only like get iframes but also create a lot of space. So, but there were a couple times in that last match where Thunder Griffith was making use of the Wake Up backdash to like iframe through a lot of your boys
hey,
Oki in the corner. You know, speaking of the man now, here he is.
we got
But
him.
Hey.
but
Hello.
yeah, good to have you on, Thunder Griffin. I didn't know if we were gonna be able to catch you for the interview, but
Yep.
glad you were able to make it and join us for
Yeah,
the
my
interview.
pleasure.
Yeah, congrats. Very nice,
Thank you
Doug.
very much.
Very welcome.
Thanks for hosting. It's always a pleasure.
All the honors go to Riggs for hosting. I'm just your vessel for streaming. But you're welcome all the same.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Did you want to lead off with any questions, Sheen?
The traditional question. What brought you to RTG?
You just got shouted out in the main court. I'm like, oh hey, another weekly. The was last week's end of the road was like it was like a little cash prize. Might as well pop in. Honestly, I prefer the time of your guys' tournament to the main court's weekly. It's like Sunday morning
Same.
compared to
Yeah.
Saturday night. So much more Saturday night to Sunday morning. So kind of a natural fit. Pop right in,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like, oh hey, won this week, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Nice. And then it was history. You end up coming in as one of the first winners of this season. So yes, very much respect for that.
Yeah.
But I'll turn it
Oh,
over. I'll turn it over to Abberation here because I know he usually has the questions that I do not think of.
Okay. Well, so I know you've been playing Chandelure at least since the start of DX. I believe were you on part of the Wii U? Were you part of the Wii U group as well?
Well, I started playing day one, but I didn't join the community. I didn't join the Discord and really start going, oh yeah, I can join the community until DX. Launch of DX, I'm like, it's time I got with the people.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, because I know I had played against you online a number of times for the longest time, and I couldn't remember if you had, and I know you were a regular in a lot of like online tournaments for a number of years, but I couldn't remember if that extended all the way back to the Wii U days or if that had started with DX, but I knew for sure it was at least going back to DX. So, but speaking of like kind of your overall Pokken journey, I noticed you've stuck with the Chandelure, been playing the Chandelure for the longest time. Funnily enough, I actually started playing Chandelure a little bit this last year when I was playing Pokken a couple months earlier in the year. I actually like her a lot. She is more suited to the type of characters that I've been playing that are more focused on zoning and space control, like compared to say, like, for example, like a Poison in Street Fighter, if you're familiar with her, or against like a Dalsim, more to that like space control focused. But the thing with Chandelure also is not only is her space control, of course, really good. She's just really like she can be surprisingly active, particularly when she has like a debuff on her opponent. So that's also kind of the fun thing as well as with Chandelure, is that like and that's something you made use of a little bit in our sets, or in the sets that we watched throughout the bracket, was that a lot of Chandelures, like once they get a debuff on, they can get kind of greedy with their hexes, but you didn't immediately like go for hex every time you would get that initial debuff. You would wait to condition them, usually, to block after like a smog, or like on not on or in like certain air reset situations. So I noticed you did a pretty good job with that. Because that allowed you to get like the double debuff, the single debuff, or the double debuff hexes when you needed to in like particularly critical situations. So that was something nice I noticed in your play, uh, just going throughout the bracket. Um, so, but where I was gonna originally go to with this before I went on this whole spiel, um, what made you initially pick up Chandelure, and like, what about her? What about her like really drew you to her? Um, and like has, I guess, made you stick with the character this whole time.
That's a funny story because I actually had the same question asked when I got second at what was it, Frostfire, I think last year, the year before that,
Mm-hmm.
when I got on the interview, even though I got second behind Shadowcat because he couldn't make it. So I play a game. It's called League of Legends. You probably heard of it before.
Mm-hmm.
And I've, back in freshman year of high school, I was part of like the tech club, and that was a huge thing over there. So they got me into it. And I was looking through the roster, and nobody really, caught my eye. A lot of people and stuff. And then I just saw this character. His name is Vel'Koz, and he's like this, like beholder looking guy, just like, you know, center orb with like a couple like tentacle appendages, and he just shoots a lot of lasers. And I was all in on that. I loved it. And so when I came around to Pokken Tournament, this is like, after just kind of getting into Smash Bros. As my first kind of like introduction to the competitive fighting game scene, I'm like,
Huh.
okay, I kind of want to take this seriously. What are my options here? And I was looking through, there's a lot of cool Pokemon, but I just saw Chandelure, and Chandelure is a Pokemon that I like. I like ghost types, so they're my favorite. So that was when I kind of clicked with, and when I played her and she was just shooting lasers, it was a match made in heaven, and you just fell for it right then and there. I think because Chandelure is one of my favorite. When I pick up a new fighting game, I love to be able to feel like I'm doing good as fast as I can. I've always got to learn stuff, but it's always nice to get that immediate gratification. And Chandelure was such a
Excuse
good
me.
option. She is so good as a beginner versus beginner level because you just destroy. Your projectiles can't be countered. You have full screen vibe checks whenever you want. And I first started playing the game, and I was doing really good because of it, picking like specifically because of my character, and that gave me a lot of motivation to keep playing that character and keep getting better and better. And then I feel like when you first learn Chandelure to like you master the character, her playstyle is very flowchart like. You very much got like the
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're over here. Did I win field phase? If I win field phase, cycle through your projectile mix. They get close. Use reversal X, Y, or Z. Are they on the ground a little bit distance? Smog. Are they up close in the air? Yeah, anti-air. Are they just on top of you? You don't know what to do. What is it? Overheat. And that's like the dominant strategy that you can really like
Mm-hmm.
climb to like A or S rank with online. That's like the core gameplay. And then once you start getting into that top level of just like kind of top percentage of players, you're like, okay, now I gotta tailor my gameplay around people rather than pure matchups. So it's like, okay, what can I do to make myself different than every other Chandelure? It's like, okay, I really like Chandelure's ability to set up some kind of tricky Oki. You got some most Chandelures don't pressure. I always found myself backed up against the wall all the time, and I hated it. So I had to say to myself, what can I do to not be in that situation as much? And my thing was instead of taking every opportunity of Oki to just get as much space as possible, it's how can I make like close the space and be in control.
Makes sense. It's funny you mentioned that kind of that flow chart. Um, I would actually like to kind of go down that specific path. Um, what are some because Chandelure is kind of tends to be kind of a scrub killer for that reason, because she
Oh
has
yeah,
some pretty easy to use tools that can be very effective.
best anti-air
And
in the game.
Oh yeah.
yeah, and people just struggle against zoners in general. So, what are some ways people can kind of deal with that?
So
And
Chandelure is very much. Oh, Chandelure is very
sorry,
much on the side of. Oh yeah, no worries.
I'm sorry. I also wanted to add one more question on top of that. Was that one related to that? What's one common mistake you see? And this might be related to your answer to the first question. What's the most common mistake you see against people from people who are trying to like get in on Chandelure or just trying to deal with certain tools that she uses?
So Chandelure is a very brute force zoner. She doesn't have a lot of the tricky stuff that a character like Braixen has really good, both sort of melee as well as range. Gardevoir has a lot of setup moves. Chandelure just has big moves. They got a lot of range. They do some
Mm-hmm.
good damage. They go through counters. So it's very much on the end of I have to hold the block here, or I have to like very much bet on what my opponent's gonna do. Because one of the Chandelure's main weaknesses is she's got really bad frame data. So when
Right.
I throw out a move like Will-O-Wisp and you jump, you have all the time in the world to get down there for a full punish and just, clean my clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like what a lot of players do is they have a. It's very frustrating to play against Chandelure. You have a lot of things you're scared of. You don't want to get hexed, especially if you have debuffs. So a
Mm-hmm.
player will either be too afraid to move from all the projectiles and just hold block, making it very easy to hex, or they will do anything they can except block in order to try to avoid the hex. And you can really also mess with that because Chandelure is all about not only just being really powerful and up front in your face with her zoning, but she has moves that remove they'll put debuffs, they'll remove your synergy gauge, and they can even remove your support gauge. And that can really throw some people off. They get really scared that, oh, my resource is gone. I have to make a move now. So people will usually go one of two ways. They'll either be most commonly too impatient, but sometimes people can be too patient. Like you will just hold the block button, or you will just not be making up the ground that you need to. I think one of the biggest mistakes I see is people just have a one-track momentum for getting in. Like they want to go from, this side of the screen up to you, and they don't want to make any other movement besides forward. One of the best ways to deal with Chandelure is to start backing up once you start getting a bit close, because again, her options are so. She's got a lot of bad frame data. If you bait one of those like flowchart reversals, you can get in for a big punish, and that will really mess with a Chandelure player's head. You gotta be dancing on the edge of range where you think she's best, because she can start bopping you from there. But a lot of the times they will be used to people going full track mine right up into you, so you can really start baiting out some moves there for big punishes.
Yeah, there's a really specific range where you want to like be at against Chandelure. It's like right outside of like her 4Y range, or like right outside where her 8Y will hit you on the ground, and just inside where like Chandelure's like 2Y will like be able to push you back.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
very much that sort of. There's that magic spot where Chandelure's long range moves are too slow for you to really be able to throw them out without getting punished. If you try to Will-O-Wisp, you can reaction jump. Same with a Smog, Overheat won't reach, stuff like that. And you just really want to stay in that range and wait for the Chandelure to do something like a reversal or just any action, because they will want to press a button. I'm particular, I'm huge on buttons, but in general, I feel like Chandelures have so many good tools for reversals between, just commands reversal with hex and overheat and anti-air frame one. That's just disgusting. And then you have invincible dashes frame one, invincible backdash. So you can really bet that they're going to want to press a button. And when they do, that's your chance to really get in there, because you've got a lot of frames of opportunity to get in there.
right. And I noticed something else you mentioned was that people can be kind of linear or have like a one-track mind about how they want to approach. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm looking to either jump at a specific moment, or I'm just like trying to run at you like on the ground. uh,
Exactly.
or like just play strictly the ground game when you depending on your character, you do have other tools that can play around specific options. Like, for example, when you were playing against, like you've played against, like tonight you were playing against Decidueye. Decidueye has a really good 6XX for this particular matchup because it can high profile over Chandelure's like 2Y. Can also go above like her counter attack, and I believe also her smog, since they're both like mid lows. So like being aware of like specific move properties and like just how like some of Chandelure's moves work can also give you a real edge in that matchup. And also like learning, as you mentioned before, how to deal with her reversal options. Of course, there's the go-to overheat on wake up that a lot of Chandelures use early on, but there's also, as I was talking about earlier, after that last set, is Chandelure's backdash.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. It's really good mid screen, not only because of like all the iframes she has, but also because of all the space it creates. So if you know like a Chandelure is going, but because of those two strong points of the backdash, it also has considerable recovery.
Oh yeah.
So if you know the Chandelure, if the Chandelure player is smart and is kind of like cycling between her between Chandelure's like defensive options on wake up, but if it's especially like backdash in particular, like you did it in the corner a couple times against your boy in that last round of grand finals there, the player has to know, has to like take note of that and know like what specific options their character has to be able to like punish that if the Chandelure player does go for it. So that was something I also kind of like. That's also something that like a lot of players don't really take into account when trying to learn the Chandelure matchup as well. So, and I guess one last thing I wanted to ask you before we finish up our interview was if you were planning on now I can't think of any particular, feel free to bring any specific majors up if you happen to know of any but that are coming up, but the only one I can think of off the top of my head at the moment is the last chance qualifier and Worlds coming up in London. So I was wondering if you were planning on traveling over there to compete in the last chance qualifier with the last TPCI event, or if there was like maybe another event you were looking at down the road, maybe to traveling out towards and trying to enter and compete for those.
Well, honestly, I would have loved to go out to last chance qualifiers. The only thing is, I play Chandelure, and that's it. And since we're 3v3 only this year, as we were like the last year and the year before that, I really don't have the team or the. I just can't. I've played a good bit of 3v3. It doesn't work for me. I always just feel like, hey, I'd rather just play some Chandelure. So not going to that one. Part of me would have loved to just go because it is the last TPCI event. But I really had to say, if I'm gonna be spending the money to go out to England, I want to have a chance to win something. At least have like a running chance.
Oh yeah.
And that's just not a reality in 3v3, and that's something I'm okay with. As far as other majors, I really haven't heard any. I was really hoping we're going to get some representation over at EVO as a side tournament. I would have loved to go out there for that. It's, like a couple hours drive away, being in Arizona. So I was asking around for that, didn't hear nothing. And I don't really know of any other tournaments, especially West Coast-wise, happening.
Okay, I was just asking because I hadn't paid super close attention, so I hadn't heard of any either. But I'm sure somewhere down the line we'll probably have at least a couple side tournaments here or there, and maybe in the next year. I know I from what now I could be wrong, or things may have changed, but I know Roxo was looking at hosting something new, like kind of creating another major event, like in place of Worlds. So
Ooh.
I'd be interested to see like to have like his own grassroots like kind of global event where everyone can kind of like fly out. But of course, obviously it's gonna be a while before we hear anything about that, and things could change between then and now. But that would be something, of course, just like I would really like to see, like because I know he's done it before with like Final Boss and like some of these other major grassroots tournaments with like these big pots and everything. So it's always really cool to like see the community kind of like rally around together like on a grassroots level, like not like just forming around like a major like a Frosty Faustings or whatever, but like be able to organically create one of their own like majors and like have just people from all around the country and even in other parts of the world be able to fly out is always kind of cool to see. But we'll I guess we'll kind of just have to wait and see if anything else comes up down the line. But that's pretty much all I have on my end. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Sheen?
Not much, but when you were talking about tournaments, like big names, I kept thinking about Pokken used to get representation in the fall time period because there was actually one that happened. I want to say like the Florida area. It used to be. I can't think of the name.
Talking about CEO.
Well, not CEO. It was something else. It might not be Florida. It might have been like Georgia.
Oh, are you talking about final round in Georgia?
That's
in
not
Atlanta.
That's not it either. It was something else because it was something I was like debating going to at one point. It was like I feel like it had fall in the name.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It might be NEC actually. Yeah. No,
it might have been.
No, it's not NEC.
It might have been NEC. It might have been NEC or something else.
Fall Classic? TFC? I think it was the Fall Classic is what it was called.
The Fall Classic, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I don't think they've been there, and I don't think Pokken's been at that event for a while.
Ah, okay. So yeah, I'm thinking about like back in the day
then. Yeah, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
For sure. I feel like, tournaments are still just getting back started, and especially for a game that's not quite as large, we've been going around for a while. It might take a little bit for us to get back to getting in as pretty solid entries on these tournaments. But when we do, you can definitely expect to see me there. I've been really looking forward. It was funny. I had like saved a bunch of money just before 2020, like for the year 2020 to start going to some tournaments. I went to like DreamHacks Austin. I'm like, yo, this is my year, and that didn't happen. But well, next time tournaments do start going up, especially in the West Coast. A lot of tournaments so far, like this year and last year, have been like East Coast. A lot of East Coast, not a lot of West Coast. I'm really hoping some West Coast tournaments start getting back up. I really hope to jump back in. It will be a lot easier for me to get to. So, would love to represent West Coast Pokken when we start getting those back up.
Oh yeah, I would definitely like to see. It's been because there used to be some pretty big name like Chandelure players we would regularly see in bracket like Twixie, and a couple of other names that are kind of escaping my mind at the moment.
Top of my head, you got Twixie and Catfight.
Oh yeah,
those are two big ones that I remember most. Oh yeah, Catfight came back for like some of the onlines and like did really good. Like back when we were doing like those TPCI online events, they really came by to represent. Despite I don't think I've really
show up for those.
Yeah, Catfight like did better than me in those tournaments. Like they were the Chandelure to represent.
Oh wow! Oh
yeah, that was crazy. Because I'd never seen them like around. They're like an OG. So when they just showed up, I'm like, who's this? And they just killed it.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's always nice to kind of like just certain characters don't get as much representation these days. So it's always I think it's kind of neat to like just see you still rocking the Chandelure even to this day.
It's nice to be the one that stayed.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got on my end. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Sheen?
Man, I am really drawing a blank in terms of like Pokken like specific things. Yeah, I have nothing else. But as far as just, we're all Pokemon fans. So as far as that starter Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet, who do you think you going with?
Oh, that's a
ThunderGriffin?
good question. Between the choice of a Weed Cat, that orange one, and the duck, it's really hard to choose because I love them all. They're just it's Weed Cat. It's just a duck with a hat, and I don't even know. It's like a little orange thing. I love them. I love them all. I'll probably start. I do like grass type starters a lot. I went grass type starter for last generation, so I'm thinking I might stick with that. I kind of want to see what the evolutions are before I make like a big choice.
Yeah.
But definitely go on that side. If it's a ghost fire
Oh
type
god.
for the like it's been predicted
Oh my
for
god.
the fire type starter, I'm gonna go with that. I'm a bit biased with fire ghost types, but I love all of them. They've come out with a good few, uh, and I love all the fire ghost types. So I'm probably gonna stick with that if that is the case.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the grass cat, but the moment they stand up on their hind legs,
Tape
Yeah, there
them
it is.
feet down to the ground. Take
Oh,
that
man.
meme picture and tape them paws. We're
I
not.
really designs are because we've seen that too many times. But I'm a sucker. If they got a good design, if they're hype looking, then I'd still be down. But in general, I agree. I'd like to see a normal animal type
Yes.
creature.
Yeah, quadruped final evolution, please.
Quadruped, please.
Yeah,
The
spit it.
duck's already standing
Yeah,
on two legs.
Spirigatito.
I think that the orange one is too. What animal is that guy? Is the fire starter?
Crocodile.
Are you talking about the
Okay.
croc?
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard.
I couldn't tell.
Fuecoco. Yeah.
Yeah, Fuecoco. I've heard rumors that its evolution is also a quadruped, but I'm not 100%. I don't know how legit that is.
It kind of makes sense. Thanks to crocodile,
Mhm.
but maybe I don't know. We had,
We already got one like bipedal crocodile Pokemon. Or I
yeah,
guess crocodile. It's an alligator crocodile.
Totodile, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's the no. It's the
Oh, the other one.
the Sandodile. The evolution of that. One.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, crocodile and feraligator are both bipeds.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we might.
That's what I
see
was thinking.
something a bit different. Especially because I'm pretty sure that Totodile in their evolution was also bipedal.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah,
Maybe
okay,
this is the
yeah.
year of the quadruped. We'll see.
Hope so. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, so you're leaning towards Spirigatito, is what you're doing for the grass starter.
If the fire ghost finisher is what or final evolution is what it is what the rumors say, then I will probably go with that. Otherwise, probably gonna go with Weed Cat. Weed Cat's just there. I like it. It's a cat with a little piece of grass on its head.
It is.
I'll take it.
It is very cute. Yeah, that's very fair. You don't really hear many people say Quaxley. He's kind of the odd one out of this bunch from what I hear. I'm sure it's got its supporters, but
Oh, for sure. I think it's just kind of more like it is a duck, and for even though ducks are like, it's just a cat is the cat one.
Mhm.
Ducks are a little bit less popular of an animal compared to cats, which are just like super popular.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of make the main reason because I've seen plenty of support online. Online you see the whole spectrum. But again, when I do talk to people, I also get that thing where it seems like nobody's going for the duck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my extent. I have no questions. I can't think of anything right now, at least.
It's topical enough.
Oh yeah.
Close
Thanks for
enough.
coming on.
No, thanks for having me. Thanks for
Absolutely.
running the tournament or at least streaming it.
Yes, of course. You're welcome. But hope you have a good one. That's it. And then there was two once again, and to the second person here on the mic, I thank you once again, Abberation, for helping us with the commentary, filling in the analytical gaps in between matches as you do.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. And ThunderGriffin saying GG's to all. There you go. From one realm to the next, from voice to text. And thanks for having me on. No problem. I'm really glad that Riggs introduced this concept to the end of the streams, to having the VC interviews. It's really cool hearing like just getting the voice behind the name and just the great gameplay. It's really good to just humanize that and get the
Right.
voice and perspectives and just different what is the right word I'm thinking of? Just different perceptions, different perspectives, just different kinds of takes they have on like why they picked this, or like why the reason behind the inspiration of picking the character and how they see about their own gameplay and comparing it against other users of said characters, as we touched upon all kinds of areas in that interview. I left that to y'all. Tosakes, thank you for the raid of 4. Is that 3 raids? My goodness. Y'all with the support. Unfortunately, I actually am about to be ending this stream though, but I really appreciate it. Let me actually give you a shout out real quick. The game is gonna be very wrong, but I hope you appreciate it either way. Gotta get this Nightbot fixed, I swear. But thank you so much for the raid, Tosakes. Tosakes? And that goes to everybody else that rated Zapdos, as well as Dev Team. Let me see. That is right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are 3 raiders, and everybody that came along with said raids. Appreciate y'all. How's everybody doing? How were y'all's respective streams? I wasn't able to like ask on voice because I didn't want to interrupt the good conversation. But hope y'all have been doing well. So says, oh, thought the tournament was still going. Next time I'll finish up quicker. Hey, that's all good. Yeah, I already had on there with the congratulations. I probably should get in the habit of changing the title while it's live to just be like interview for the title, just so people can see that from afar. But I appreciate the interest regardless. These tournaments happen every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then we usually get the stream up. I try to do it in terms of like in between like 8:30 and 9ish, but we usually realistically be on here about like starting between 9 and 9:30. So just kind of keep those time frames in mind. I would say a good frame to look out for would be 9 is the more realistic window to look out for a start. And we do the coverage for the top 4. So the top 4 in this time ended up being ThunderGriffin, VRGYaBoy, which I should edit into the title actually. I keep not respecting his name like that. Get that prefix in there. Oh, well, a reason why I can't, because it's too long for the stream title. So let's undo that real quick. Your boy, I'm sorry, I can't fit the whole thing. I mean, VRG will be there, but there's no dash. So, you know, it's kind of mushed together as a name. But yeah, every week is RTG. This was the very first one of the current season. How the tournament works, Riggs is the organizer, so shout outs to him first and foremost. We do after each 10 of the Road to Greatness weeklies, we have what's called End of the Road, and we just had the 5th iteration of that last week Saturday, and it had a $125 prize pot. I think that's the highest that the prize pot has been yet. So that's definitely where more people tend to come from all different walks of life, and see that there is a further incentive than just, you know, having fun and playing the game. But of course, we're still, you know, enjoying some good Pokemon tournament. But it's just, you know, you got some shmoney to fight for. So after every 10 weeks, so from this week, if I were to just like roundabout, I would say there's probably going to be another one in I would say either late September or like October, if we end up hitting numbers each week. And what I mean by that is that if we don't get 8 people for a bracket, it sadly doesn't happen. So it gets pushed to the following week, and then we will just pick up and keep on from the ground running from there. So that is why it is asked if you have any sort of interest in the game. You can join my server, which is in my profile if you want to join that, and I'll even put it right here for your convenience, !Discord, so you can have that invite link to join the Discord server, and you can go into my flaring channel to get the Pokemon trainer role. And then we actually have iterations, branches, if you will, of Road to Greatness for both North America, which is this one, and Europe. So Riggs is over the North American one, I help sometimes be like a mod for North America, and then you're mostly consistent streamer for North America. Sometimes we'll have others step in to the plate, like Jolts, another cool guy, and just kind of others who are willing to help out, support. But you'll usually see this name attached to the stream more often than not. But you could look for names like Jolts and such to step in for different times. But the point I'm going with here, the Discord server, you would join it, Pokemon Trainer role, and for North America, you would just verify that you are among the countries and regions in North America. So United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, etc. And you would put in your picture for RTG proof of land. You just take a picture of your land adapter itself or the land symbol, which would be right there if I had mine connected properly, we would I could have a better demo of that. But when that is a cable looking thing and not my Wi-Fi signal, that is what you would you could have a picture of that, or you could have a picture of just the land itself, and that would qualify to be good enough for the proof of land, and then you're good to go. You can play in RTG and end of the road. And even if you don't play in any of the Road to Greatness weeklies, you are more than welcome to still join End of the Road, as long as you're in North America or in Europe, because they both are part of it. Cuba technically is part of North America, Riggs, I'm not mistaken. Train of thought, come back to the station. There we go. Yeah, if you don't play in the regular weekly Road to Greatnesses, you can still definitely play in End of the Road. So it's definitely recommended if you want to have good seeding, at least to get into it, and especially if you win the Road to Greatness that is that leads into the end of the road of the season, then you get a lot better seeding. I believe top seed if you actually win the previous one. So it'd be a matter of just play if you can, but if you can't do it like within or not as much within the actual season, then you can definitely still play the end of the road and try to get some money, and then you can come into it and just get some practice and improvement after the fact. So we'd love to have you come through to the series. And Riggs was saying I should say no for yeah, not really representatives from such from besides the United States. Honestly, most of the graphics that I make usually have the USA flag, unless I'm just told otherwise. The only exception I've seen so far has been like Eagle, who also plays Chandelure, and they're from Canada. But otherwise, everybody else that I'm aware of is USA. So until I'm told otherwise, that's what's going to be on the graphic mainly, because I go by what's on the Twitter, and if it's not there, I'm just like, yep, USA. But that's enough of my rambling. Any sort of final or like partying message for us, Abberation?
Oh,
You're
sorry,
fine.
I zoned out there for a moment. Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to you for having me on again, and I'm looking forward to being back to commentate some more in the coming weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to having you back as much as you can. Because that school matchup be a hard one.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, but slowly but surely I'm learning the matchup. So as long as I manage my time well, my PC doesn't crash on me again. We don't have any invasions of weird critters into the basement. All that, none of that happens. Everything is good. I should be able to make it.
There we go. Well, that I will say that this is in fact the end of not the road, but the stream. So this has been Yoshi96 and Abberation on the mic, and I appreciate you guys for tuning into the stream, whether you were watching for a while, came in the middle, or came in towards the end, or especially if you're one of the raiders. Thank you so much. And of course, thanks to man Riggs here for organizing the tournament that we were able to showcase in the first place. That is going to be it. So I will go ahead and just customarily show y'all the schedule for tomorrow. If you are curious to just be here for more of my own shenanigans, I'm going to be playing some Pokemon Legends Arceus tomorrow. I'm going to look at about 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time, and from that stream on, we're going to try to do longer sessions of Arceus, because I tend to have an average of about like 2.5, 3 hours. Going to try to make them longer to about 4, maybe 5 hours long, because Arceus is a big game, and the rate that I'm going, it's going to take us a minute. So we're trying to have as much time as we can whenever we stream Arceus. So hopefully you guys, if you have any interest in that, then you can tune into the stream, or you can keep tabs on the stream, and you'll see that and more. Speaking of which, if you want to see more, be sure to follow to be notified the minute I go live next, and you will be able to see more things Pokemon Tournament, more things Pokemon, and other Nintendo gaming that I would do here on the channel. Check out my other socials that I have on the title card and on my profile: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Discord that I explained earlier for joining the series of Road to Greatness, and my own tournaments that I host for Smash Ultimate if you're curious or if you're interested in those parts as well. And it's a community server, so we talk about games, anime, and we can share screenshots of different, accolades in certain games and whatnot. So if that tickles your fancy, then it's more than welcome to join. More than happy to have you. I thought, with all that said, I think I'm done here. My name again is Darsheen. This has been Yoshi969. I'm signing out for now, but definitely not forever. Have an amazing rest of your night or day, depending on where you are. Stay safe, please, in these times. God bless, and take care. See you guys next time.